Hello. Hey, I just sent you another link. I'm live right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just sent you another link to your email.
Okay. Is it gonna be better?
I hope so.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Hello, everyone. So sorry. Check your emails, guys. Okay, let's see. Let's try this again, y'all. Oh, goodness, I got scared. Whew. Okay, so we're back on. Okay, the guys, I just told them to check their emails. Oh my goodness, what is going on today?
Are you on the same page?
Yeah, I click all of them.
Okay, let me refresh.
Yeah. Oh, let me see. Can you see?
Okay, I see you now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So sorry. Oh my gosh. Huh. You can't contend with Mother Nature. We're so sorry. Oh my
No.
god. Huh. You can't contend with Mother Nature.
Okay, I just muted my computer.
Okay.
I'm back.
Good.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
We are back.
Yes, we're back. We're safe. Yeah, we'll
So
try
was
to
it
see if we
rain?
can do this
Is
again.
it raining or something? Is it really thundering?
Yeah, it was a
Girl,
lightning storm.
man, it's crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy storm out there. We weren't prepared for this storm. We definitely were not prepared. We're back, y'all. Sorry. Take two.
Okay.
Take two. Catch your first part, and then please bear with us. Oh my goodness, because this was gonna be good. Again, we're back, and we have a few teens with us, and we're gonna ask them a few questions to see how we're doing as parents, and to just kind of recap. Saret and I, we pretty much raised them. Saret helped me raise them in the beginning years because I had military obligations, and then when I got out and then was working for the federal government, Saret and Marcus, both of them, they helped us out. And then, my parents always been very supportive of everything that I do. Somewhat, they became a little bit more supportive over the years, but the beginning stage when I dropped a bomb on them and told them I was joining the military, that was a shocker for them. And so I guess ever since then, since I shocked them with that, they've kind of been a little bit more open to hearing other things or accepting of other ventures, or things that I try to partake in. And so a lot of the time they've been the ones to kind of been my backup to help me raise the kids when I was away. And then of course and my other sister Ludi, she's also have been very supportive of everything that I've done. She's kind of less social media friendly. She'll pop
Man, let
in
me get that
here
charger,
and
please.
there, but most of the time she's usually on the background, trying to be supportive. And of course my husband, just in case he's watching, because he's also watching the pre-K. My goodness, I was almost done, Saret, and then all of a sudden, I got a pre-kindergartner man, she can't wait to go back to school. She keeps asking me, when she's gonna go to school. I'm still trying to work the getting her into pre-K, because I guess they don't have a lot of programs, and so they only have the afternoon session. So she's just going to be going for half day and stuff. So once I get that situated, she'll be in school as well and stuff. So, pretty much we've just been winging it. So welcome back, everyone. Thank you guys for being supportive. Thank you for hanging in there. We'll try not to be too long-winded with this with this live. Oh my goodness, you guys are so awesome. We featured our boys. Guys, y'all want to put your cameras back on? I have a 16-year-old Akil, and I also have a 14-year-old who is turning 15 in on the 21st. So in about 14 days, he's turning on the 21st, he's turning 15. So he reminds me every single day. So Saret, beware. He will be sending you.
I'm not gonna forget, because guess what, Amir? That I think it's the same day. Well, it is the same day of my anniversary, my wedding.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Yes.
That is
so
true.
I'm not going to forget. And I can't forget Achilles, because it's what? Right after Christmas, and I have to be like, oh, Achilles gets extra gifts.
Yep. Yeah. and Akil doesn't like for us to, I guess, not to double up, but to put the gifts together. He likes his separate gifts. And so, oftentimes I'll ask him which one does he want to open on what day. So, I don't know. You know what? We've been doing a lot of talking, and I don't know how Mother Nature is going to do us. So let's get the boys on.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Sharita. Hey, Kim. Hey, Miss Ruby King, Auntie Ruby King. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, guys, y'all did your intro and whatnot, so you guys are ready for the tough questions?
Yeah. I don't know. Are they gonna be?
Akil.
Yes.
Question. Oh, and Amir. So who cooks the best?
Me.
Thank you for sharing.
No, between me and TT Cheeks.
Me.
Between me and TT Cheeks, y'all cook better than us?
I do.
Wait, are you listening to the question? Did you hear the question?
Oh, I heard the question.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard it.
You didn't want to answer it.
This mic is not working.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, he
So
says
he
he can
said
cook
me.
the...
He said his auntie. That's what I thought I heard.
Okay. All right. So, Akil, so you said mom cooks the best. So, okay. Thank you, son. I know. I cook the best. What about you, Amir? Amir.
Well, what kind of question is that, though, Genevieve? Of course they're going to say you, because they're not going to eat anymore, because they
Do you
are
want
at your house.
do you want my genuine answer, or do you want a political answer?
Right. Don't answer it, because when you come to my house, you're not getting any tacos.
Okay. See, I'll tell you exactly what it is. TD Cheeks cooks better Southern food, and Mom cooks better all around.
Okay.
Like when
Amir, put your camera down, Amir. Sorry, Akil. Put your camera down.
If we wanted to eat like Southern food, if we wanted to eat some good soul food, I would definitely call TD Cheeks. But if I want some good Haitian food, I'll call Mom.
Okay. Well, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take that too. I'll take that too. Okay, so here's the real questions.
Oh boy.
Go ahead, it's all right.
Well, Amir, did you answer before we move on?
Mary, can you hear him?
No, I can't. I just started lagging.
We can hear you now, Amir.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yes.
Oh, question?
Who cooks better?
Your mom or your aunt?
Oh, um, I say mom really like only cooks like I guess Haitian food, and Tina Chicks cooks more of a variety, you know.
Okay, let's move on because he can't hear us and he don't want to talk today. I don't know
You
what's
know.
going on. The weather. It's okay, son. I get it.
He answered the question. We heard
I
him.
thought that.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Okay, so we
I thought it
got
was.
some new people coming in. So just to recap really quickly. So this welcome to Sisters. So this is our Facebook or YouTube podcast, and we talk about different things. Today's topic is about raising children in 2023. We were talking in our last live about us growing up and how different it is these days. Like a lot of things has changed due to social media, different influences that the kids are seeing, the pandemic, just what else? What was I gonna say? Technology, the kids listening to different trends, things being hip. We had that back then too, but now it's really visible because there's all these different social media platforms where people can actually see people and they can, do different things where they can change their minds, their ethics are changing, things that we used to believe in back in the days, they don't anymore. And it's really, really tough and it's really different. So I have got a big surprise because I see my nephews here and they joined the live and they're going to be participating and they're going to be talking about their feedback and their aspect and their views on this topic. So quickly, real quick introduction. I'm Saret Mondesir Lyles, and I'm sisters. Well, that's my sister Genevieve, and Akil, Kai Kai, and Amir, FG Pumps. So Amir's 14 going on 15. Akil is 16 going
Yep.
on 17. All right, let's roll.
Okay, guys. So, what are some things that interest kids and teenagers? Because you guys be doing some things that are very interesting, and I'm always like, man, I thought I was hip. That's the word that we used to use back in the day and stuff. But I thought I was game. Am I right, Amir? Is that better and stuff? I thought I knew or I was up to date with some of the things that are going on. But what are some things that interest you guys?
I probably say like maybe like shoes and like I guess some designer brands, you know. Like I guess
And that just
Jordans.
happened.
That's
I'm sorry for like that, guys. Like I used to be with my little nephew, and I used to raise him for a couple of years, and them changing in front of my eyes is so different. And I'm just like, oh my god, they were babies, but they're not anymore. So being that he's talking about shoes and brands, I used to be the one that's like, oh, you're gonna wear this, or you're gonna wear that, or this is cool, this is not cool. Now they're telling me what's cool. So wow. Really,
Yep, and
Amir?
and
What kind
and
of shoes
they
are you into?
yeah, what kind of shoes, Amir?
Jordans, like specifically the ones I wear because I would have the best style, you know.
That's a lie.
So what kind of Jordans are in right now?
Um, fives, fours, ones, about sevens, and maybe like threes.
Okay, and about what's their price range? Guys, listen up, parents.
Three
What's
to
the
four
price
hundred
range for these
dollars.
sneakers? Mhm.
3, 4, sometimes $500. In a good amount
And
of
how many
time, you
pairs do
can.
you guys have?
Uh, I have three pairs of fives. 3 pairs of fives and two Jumpmans, I think.
Okay, and who's buying these things?
I paid for one,
Mm.
and mom and pop probably most likely paid for the rest.
She
No,
Yeah,
I
I'd
most
say the
paid. I
likely
same.
paid
paying
for
for the
two.
rest.
Mom and pop paid for the rest.
Okay, all right. So that's not different though. because we were into sneakers back in the days, right?
I would
We
never have
were, but they
guessed.
were not $300-400. And I remember I used to love my Air Maxes, and those Air Maxes back in the day were about what? Maybe $80, 70 to 8, maybe 60 to $80. And I remember we were trying to get my father and stuff to get us some sneakers and stuff. And lo and behold, I would never forget that. I used to have some XJ900s. I tell my husband that, every day. XJ900s. That's what I used to wear. And I think I was probably in middle school wearing XJ900s until I hurried up and got me a little job so I can buy my own stuff. So y'all wearing $300-400 sneakers and stuff, and you guys are okay with that?
I'm very okay with it.
Okay. So, guys, if you have any questions for these teens, please drop them down in the comments, please. So, let me tell you guys a story. All right. So, in high school, I think it was like my first year, 9th grade. So I wasn't wearing SJ900s. My sister could wear them, but I'm not wearing SJ900s. Everybody around me wearing Jordans, Felines, Nikes, and all that. So my parents were really strict. We're Haitian, Caribbean background. They didn't believe in, paying all this money for shoes, sneakers back in the days. It was like that. What was the 90s? So my dad, he got me my first pair of, it was the Air Max.
Yeah,
So it
because your
was
behind was spoiled.
yes, I kind of was spoiled. I was the last one, so So the sneakers that had the AIR on both sides, the Air. So then one day I
used to
wore
have
them to
those.
school. You had them?
Yeah, I have a
So
pair of
we
those.
went to gym. Say that again.
I have a pair of those right now.
Okay. So we wore I wore them to school. I had to think I was fly. Then I had to change for gym. So I changed for gym, and I don't think I put them back on. I had some other sneakers that I put on. So tell me why I lost one of the sneakers in the somewhere, maybe in the lunchroom or something like that. So oh my God, I was devastated. And that was like the first time I wore them. So my dad is like, okay, yeah, how's the sneakers? You like them? I'm like, yeah, they're great. I had to go home, had one pair of sneakers. So maybe like 3 months later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need some sneakers because I had to wear some old ones, And
3 months
so my
later.
dad, I was like, yes. I was like, oh, can I get another pair of sneakers? He's like, what do you mean? What happened? This week I just got you sneakers. I'm like, yeah. He's like, let me see the sneakers. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So he's sitting there waiting for me to bring out the sneakers. So I went to get the one pair that I had and I brought it to him. He was like, these pairs, they look good. They look fresh. And I'm like, yeah, I never wore them again. So they were like crisp, really new. And he's like, okay, where's the other one? So I took the one pair, went back, and I brought him the same pair back because I didn't have the other ones. So the whole school year, I had to fib and say I still had those sneakers, and I still showed him just one sneaker. Then finally he was like, okay, I'm gonna get you some other pairs. And he finally got me another pair. But
You
I
believe
was
that?
so sad. Like I thought I was fly. One day I wore them and lost one pair. I might still have it somewhere, but no, I'm just joking. But that was crazy.
Yes, that was crazy because you getting Air Maxes or whatever Air, Nike Air, and I was getting XJ900s until I had to get my own job. That's why I'm always talking about working. And I'm even telling my 16-year-old and even my 14-year-old, and right now, they're in their I guess their little studio and stuff where they do their gaming and they stream just so they can, make their own money, because there may be a time that mom can't get them, me and, their dad can't get them these $400 sneakers and stuff. And it's not only one pair. So, yes, Saret, you were very lucky and stuff. So I think your era was different from mine. And we're about 2 years apart. And that's
I know,
crazy.
right? Yes, I got everything that I wanted just because you guys couldn't get it. Tiffany said
Yes.
Reebok Hot 6 was my favorite back in the day. Yes. bars was nice too. I don't know if we had many. I had many, but they were cute. LaQuantas says, listening and cooking and getting ready for work tonight. Thank you for listening. Thank you, everyone, for listening and coming in and showing some love. All right. So, what other questions do you have for these boys?
Okay, guys. Yeah. So Akira got 3 or 4 pair of all the ones, fives, sevens, tens, 15s, and Amir. How many ones, fives, sevens, eight, nine, tens, 15, 20s do you have?
I'd say about like maybe like 4 or 5.
Okay, yeah. So this is why we're on this, y'all. So please like, share, and on the YouTube subscribe. So maybe we can recoup from all these numbers that these boys are wearing and stuff. But there's reasons why we do give it to them, because they're pretty good boys and stuff. They help out with every single thing, so I must put that out there. So it won't be like I'm just spoiling them. Yeah, they help out with every single thing that we need. Any type of renovations, I'm always trying to be handy. They're always there doing it. So which is the reason why my husband and I, we don't mind spending a little bit to kind of help them, so they won't have to feel the peer pressure that I had to feel when I was growing up. Saret is a different story, so we'll move on from Saret. So next question, guys. What are some things that you want parents to know about kids and teenagers?
Mm. That I want parents to know, or adults in
Yeah,
general?
I mean adults in general. What do you guys want us to know? Because we're thinking that we're doing everything right, although we don't have a manual and stuff. But I'm pretty sure there are some days that we're missing the mark. But just to kind of get an understanding as to what you guys are thinking and stuff. And you know is there anything that you guys would like to have parents or adults be aware of, that that we don't often give you guys an opportunity for you guys to voice your opinions and stuff. So I guess right now would be the moment. And I think, Akil, when I was talking to you prior to trying to throw you guys into this mix and featuring you guys today, you mentioned something about sparing the rod and you spoil the child. I was shocked when you said that, because now I we our parents were very strict, but they didn't hit us. And so and if my dad or my mom, if they spanked us, they would spank us with a belt. And the worst person that would give beatings would be our mom and stuff. And from the Caribbean and stuff, if you guys are out there, you guys know that parents didn't spare that rod. And so, but when my dad and stuff, when our dad, again, if you hear my dad, your dad and stuff, we have the
We
same
both
dad.
have
Serena
the
and I, we
same
have the
parents.
same. Yeah, we have the same parents, but we just, say my dad and stuff when in conversations, even to each other. So when our dad used to spank us with the belt and stuff, when he hit us, it would be like it hurts him more than it's hurting us. And so he didn't like to do it. But my mother, our mother, on the other hand, when she used to hit, she would just be swinging that stuff all over the place and stuff. So, and we thought we were very good kids. So now, but we didn't really get that option to speak or voice our opinion as much when we were younger. Now, we, adults, and we are always respectful and stuff. So, we kind of choose to, voice our opinions. But what are some things that you guys would want us to know that you guys don't have an opportunity to talk about or to tell us? And especially with that saying, with the spare the rod, because I don't, I remember you guys used to just get music on your legs and stuff, and I just used to be like this. music, and that was me spanking y'all. But I didn't really, spank you guys like that. So for you guys, for Akil to say, spare the rod, spare the ruin the child and stuff. What's tell me more about that, Akil. Why do
Um,
you feel that way?
a lot of kids don't get spanked enough.
You didn't get
They just,
spanked enough.
I mean, but I came
Mm.
out all right. I came out all right though. There's some people who need it desperately.
Not
Okay,
desperately. What
so
are the things that they have done that made you think that they need it desperately, like they need a spanking?
yeah.
What do you think spankings do to children, to
Um,
kids?
a lot of doctors would say it's detrimental to the child and it's gonna hurt it. It mentally scars the child, but that mental scarring teaches you don't do that again. And I know I didn't do it again. There's a lot of times where I got hit for something one time and I never did that one thing ever again.
Was it because it
And
hurt physically or what?
I was terrified. So, and yeah, it did hurt. I didn't want it to happen again. And I guess some kids are okay with it happening again, or just didn't get punished in the beginning. So,
Yeah.
Okay, you said you were terrified, but what were you more terrified of the music on the legs, or just my stern speaking, the way that I speak sternly?
I think for me it was probably a mix of both, at least at a young age, because just talking to a young child sternly is enough a good amount of the time. But as they get older, so I would say when it's like a baby, a stern talking to is it's good enough. But as they get older, they're gonna get more, let's say, risky, I guess, and want to try more things that will try just to kind of push your button, see what they can get away with. That's when I think a belt would be needed.
Okay, so some type of correction.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Amir? Akil don't mind, you know, um, the whoopings that he didn't get and stuff, but it seems like he's going to be, I guess providing some type of correction to his child other than speaking. What about you, Amir? What do you think about that?
Um, I think I agree with Akil. Some children out there that are wild out in public, they deserve a good spanking, maybe like 4, sometimes 5. And I feel like a stern talking to, like, sometimes won't work. Like, if it doesn't work, like, the first 2 times, just like, maybe take a belt, your hand, doesn't really matter. Just make sure that the point gets through.
There
So
has
both
to
of you
be
Okay.
guys
some sort
agree
of
on
fear instilled.
spanking?
Say again?
So both of you guys agree on spanking, or
Yes.
Yes.
verbal talking would be okay?
Verbal talking doesn't work. That new 2023 soft parenting does not work at all.
Well, how I think of
So
it,
what is soft parenting? Define
Soft
soft
parenting,
parenting.
like when Zion starts school, or if you ever take Zion out to, like, let's say McDonald's or like Chuck E. Cheese that has a play place,
Mm-hmm.
and just watch the kids a little bit, just to look around and see what they're doing. We went to a Chuck E. Cheese, I think 2 weeks ago, and it was this one kid just running rampant. Like, never got told no. I can tell you never got told no. When it was time to leave, he was screaming, kicking, crying, and the parent was just like, "Oh, come on, Billy, it's time to go. We have to leave." And nothing else other than that. I remember one time, I think I got upset and mom yelled at me, and I was scared after that, and I never did that again. So the soft parenting would be, in a really quick definition, would be not necessarily not just listening to your kid, but like letting them get away with too much just for no reason whatsoever. I understand giving them a break because I get breaks too sometimes, so I can't say giving them a break is a bad thing, but letting them get away with every single thing, it just doesn't work, and it raises delinquents, let's say.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess some people are saying that soft parenting works for some and it doesn't work for others. So I guess for you that one raise of a voice was okay for you to understand, but little Billy may have needed a little bit more.
Right.
Right? Okay. You
Okay.
agree? I mean,
Again,
do you agree?
I feel like there's also an age limit. Like sometimes, like I guess, like at an older age, you could just do talking, and the kid would understand. Like around like maybe like 14, 13, you could start just like I guess end the hitting. Like I guess resort to talking more than hitting now. I feel like the child would understand more because like they have a real understanding of life and like what their
Okay.
parents are really trying to get at. Like how they're just trying to teach them what not to do in public or what not to do so you don't get in trouble. You know,
I
like if
agree
it's a
with that.
little kid and they don't get it, then I'd say just give them a good 1, 2. You know,
That was a
Okay.
loud one too, Amir.
yeah, you
Yeah,
got to give them it.
I agree with Amir. At a certain age, a kid really shouldn't be getting. I feel like discussions would help a lot more. Like after maybe 9, 10, maybe 11 years old. If the kid is really bad, I understand they should probably get a little bit more. But if you have a kid that's occasionally doing something not necessarily bad, but let's say like not not right,
Uh-huh.
that's when you should really lean more into a good discussion instead of like a stern talking to makes sense, but also giving a reason. Because I know when I was younger, when I was about 9, 10 years old, I didn't understand if unless mom explained it to me, I didn't understand why I would be getting in trouble or what happened, what did I do to get in trouble. After a while she kind of realized that, and after that we started having more of those conversations about what I did wrong, and that kind of helped me understand what to do and what not to do. At an
Okay.
older age, of course, I mean. I still
What
do
older
I
are
it's different for everybody, but around I like when I would think I was like 6, I stopped getting real whoopings. I think maybe 5 or 6, I stopped getting real whoopings because I stopped doing the things that would cause them. But there are some late bloomers, I would say, and those kids are the ones I would probably need to take it up to maybe 9, 10, maybe 11 years old before they really understand the severity of what they did and why they deserved it.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting perspective. Thank you guys. You guys are
Hmm.
very honest in your, take. And I thought, that if I was a little bit more softer on you guys, that you guys would understand. So I feel, a little bit better with the parenting styles that I used to kind of, get the point across and stuff for you guys to be able to, I guess, share your understanding of the reasons why I did certain things. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for sharing that.
Anytime.
Okay. So next question. Did you want to read a question from the audience? I think from GMHR Solutions, I think a question was asked if you ever found your Reeboks, your sneakers, Saret.
No.
No, you did not, of course, because you ain't paid for it. Okay, let's move on. Next
That
question.
was
What are
fast.
some things that parents should look out for? So what should we look out for? Because we always think that, we see it all.
You
We,
guys definitely don't. You guys
so
definitely don't see it all.
so what are some things that we need to look out for?
Um, I can't exactly talk from experience, but like just from my friends that I've witnessed, like some of the kids in my school who smoke or whatever and who get away with it, I don't exactly question why they get away with it because it makes sense. It makes sense how they don't get away with it. Like hiding it, I don't know, in the toilet or whatever. But there are some signs that you kind of have to look out for that a lot of parents just kind of chalk up to nothing. Like,
Mm.
let me see. If a kid is, let's say, if a kid is doing drugs, just for an example, if a kid's doing drugs, it's kind of you kind of have to notice it. Like you can smell it on and you kind of have that you kind of notice it. It's not something that can just go unnoticed, but a lot of parents really go unnoticed. It really goes under the radar of a lot of parents.
Right.
And if you see your kid doing a lot of shady activity or acting very strange, a lot of parents kind of chalk it up to their stress or anxiety or school or whatever, and chalk it up to mental health when really it's a lot more than that.
Mm.
I feel
Okay.
like a lot of parents like to give the benefit of the doubt a lot to their kids when a good amount of the time they shouldn't really be doing it. Let's see if I can think of another example. Like,
So they shouldn't be giving kids too much benefit of a doubt, or should so they should be questioning their kids a little bit more than what they're doing.
right, yeah, I think they should definitely be questioned more. Like, um,
But isn't that annoying to you guys that we're
Right.
constantly
All the
asking y'all
questions.
questions? Yeah, if like you guys, so let's be, full disclosure. Do you guys smoke?
no.
Nope.
If I did, you guys probably wouldn't know because of how long I've been. I had a lot of friends who've hidden it, and I've kind of figured out what works and what doesn't.
Like what?
Like, let's say if I hid it in the, because I do my own laundry, if I hid it in my laundry, nobody would find it. Just
Okay,
So
for
what
so
if
example,
so
you decide to or to not participate in those things?
I choose not to. When I was younger, my reason was because I wanted to go to the NBA, and I never wanted something to inhibit my lungs. But now it's because I'm older and I have asthma. I already can't breathe as is, so I don't need something stopping me even further from breathing.
Okay. Mm.
okay. What
So
about you,
one of the
Amir?
questions was, what are some warning signs that parents should look out for? We have to listen. Okay, so that's perfect. Sharita said smell. Sharita said smell, lip changes, etc. Absolutely, these parents know. It's the parents being raised by their kids. It's the parents that are being raised by the kids. There are some people that are, like
Right.
that.
I
Mhm.
agree with that. There's a lot of parents who want to be very close to their child, almost to like a friendly state, to where they like overlook what's really happening. Like I had a lot of friends whose
Do you
parents,
think denial? They might be in denial,
yes,
or
denial. That's the
no?
perfect word for it. A lot of parents would be in denial because of it. They don't they try not to see it when they know deep down that it's happening, but they try to deny it because their perfect little angel couldn't possibly be doing it.
Okay.
Mm,
Have you
okay.
ever said anything to one of your friends that are doing something that you wouldn't do, or something that you wouldn't approve of?
I've said things in the past. I would ask why, if there's a genuine reason, and a lot of people kind of just did it because they wanted to be old. They wanted to act old. They did it when they were younger because they wanted to act older. They wanted to act cool, but now they're kind of addicted and hooked on it, and they can't really stop anymore. And I
Mm,
don't really understand it because I don't see how that would have made them cool to be. completely honest, but you know what? I don't know. I guess it was the way I was brought up. I never really thought of it as being cool, and maybe yeah, it's probably just how I grew up. Because I don't see how that would have been cool, just messing up your lungs for no reason. But to each their own, I guess.
What do you think, Amir?
Yeah, I like how hold on.
We can't see you.
Yeah. Oh, this better.
Mm-hmm.
Like how we brought up before, how they're in denial. I just feel like it's obvious if they can see it on someone out in the streets, they should most definitely be able to see it on their own child. Like they see people out in the streets walking with shades on, stumbling, falling at like random times, doing like just standing still, just falling over face flat. And I feel like you should just be able to notice that. If you can notice on a regular person, you should be able to notice on your child, especially if they start acting different and hanging with like different people.
Right.
Have you seen some specific what's the word I'm looking for?
Specific
No, specific like things that you've
instances. What some instances that you've
yes,
seen situations?
school.
Um, in school, like sometimes, like there's some parents that are like they're like they work in the school so that they know what the kids do. Like when they go into the bathroom, they vape and whatnot, get high, this that. They would walk in there, smell it, act like nothing happens, and then when they talk to their child, like they're like, "Oh, hey, it's you took a minute in the bathroom. What happened?" I said, "No, my stomach just hurts or whatever." When like you could clearly smell it on them, like I don't know if they don't want to get in trouble with like the school or whatever. They don't want their kid to get expelled, but it's like sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Suspicious. That's the word I was looking
So
for.
suspicious. Mm-hmm.
Suspicious things, activities. So Tiffany says they also do it to fit in with others. You guys agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mhm.
Fitting in has been a very big part of student or a child's life because nobody wants to be the outcast or whatever. Nobody really want deep down everybody wants to be part of a clique. Everybody wants to be part of something or join something. And I guess that's just a way of some people joining, I guess.
Mhm.
Have you guys ever feel like, that you guys have to join in, or, being
No.
accepted by the masses and stuff, by doing or even trying to smoke or doing some of the activities that the kids are doing your age?
No.
No, not really, no. Because like I said before, I already can't breathe as is. So
Mhm.
me smoking doesn't really help doesn't exactly help my case.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Rubia
good.
McNeil says a lot of parents make excuses and sometimes smoke with their kids. They feel it's cool as long as they do it around them. What do you guys think about that? Doing something around your parents, or have your parents allowing you to do things around them so that you don't have to do it outside, so they can watch. They can make sure that you're safe. Do you agree with that logic?
I don't
No.
agree with the logic. No, it doesn't really make sense to me. Because if you don't want your kids doing it around somebody else, what part of it makes it doesn't exactly make sense for you to want your kids to do it around you. If I get it to make sure that they're safe or whatever, but
Mhm.
doing it in general doesn't exactly make sense.
Okay.
And, some parents, I feel like some parents they know, and I wouldn't say that they're exactly in denial, but they're just some parents need to be okay with burning a few bridges. It's a hard thing to say, but some parents need to be okay with burning some bridges just make sure that their kid is okay. Like, there's a lot of parents who know that their kid smokes. They know that their kid is getting high or whatever, but they're not
Mhm.
exactly doing anything about it because they don't want Timmy to hate them for the rest of their life. When realistically, what person is real? Yeah, I might be mad at you for a few days, but I don't think you would exactly hate your parent for trying to stop you from killing yourself.
Well, some parents think that, Timmy's going to do it anyway, when he goes to school or when he's not around me. So I might as well do it with him to, to make sure that he's doing the right, well, he's being safe while doing it.
There's nothing safe about it in the beginning.
Mhm.
Even if it doesn't show up right away, 5, 10 years down the line, it's gonna show up eventually.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
saying that you want them to be that your excuse for that is I want them to be safe because they're doing it around me. What it doesn't make a difference if they're doing it around you or if they're doing it around the president. They're still killing themselves. It doesn't
Yeah.
help at all.
hmm I agree too. There's some comments there saying that they agree with what you're saying, Akil. And failure is the word for those parents that think that they're doing it the right way,
I
protecting
agree
their
with
children.
that.
hmm Yeah. To me, it's
Some
like
parents,
they're enabling their children, encourage them to do the wrong thing. In my opinion, it allows them to become disrespectful.
right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
It allows
That's a
it
good topic.
makes
Disrespect. Go ahead, Akil.
it makes the kid think that they can just walk all over their parent without having any repercussions, let's say.
Okay. So what do you think about respect? Do you think that because I'm older, I'm your auntie, that you should respect me? And because that I'm older and you're my nephew and you're younger than me, that I can tell you what to do, any way I want, anyhow. What do you think about that?
Um, in school, that's what they tell you. They tell you a lot that you're supposed to respect your elders. Everybody keeps saying respect your elders. Genuinely, I don't really believe it. Unless there's a lot of adults that I don't respect. Like if Putin told me to go do something, I wouldn't go do it because I don't respect him at all. I don't see if
But he's an
how do I
elder.
explain? Age is nothing but a number. I mean, yeah, you've been on this
Hmm?
earth longer. You've been on this
Yo,
earth
what?
longer, but just because you're older doesn't exactly give you the right to tell me that I'm doing this, I'm doing that wrong. Especially once especially once I'm able to think for myself. Like if I'm 4 years old and an adult's telling me something to do, I probably should listen. But if the age I am now, I don't really think it makes sense for just because you're older that I should automatically respect you because there's a lot of stuff that I have done that you shouldn't respect, but you just because you're old, it doesn't exactly make you respect worthy. That's like saying, okay, there's a drug dealer that's older than me. Should I respect? I shouldn't. That means I should respect them. It doesn't. It doesn't exactly work that way. I
So
feel
how
like
does it?
people who say, I feel like people who say that you should respect people genuinely based on if they're older than you or not. I feel like a lot of them are hypocrites because if I went and said to them, I have an older friend that told me to go smoke. They would tell me not to listen to them, and then tell me if all your friends were jumping off a bridge, would you do it? But they're older than me, like you. And if I'm doing exactly what you taught me, then I had a brain fart just now. If I'm doing exactly what you taught me, then I'm doing the right thing in my mind. So saying that those are the type of people who are power hungry.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think about
Okay.
respect? Yeah.
Um, with ages, I'd say if you're gonna make a mistake and then penalize someone else on the mistake, and then you're gonna say it's fine because you're older, I wouldn't say it's fair at all. because it's not like they could get punished. You know, like if a child if a child were to do something wrong in school or whatever, they will get punished. If an adult were to do something wrong at work, they will get punished by their boss. But at home, between mother, father, and then like the son and daughter, if the adult did something wrong, like they put a hole in the wall on accident because they got mad at a video game or whatever, or because it's something they just saw, they wouldn't get penalized at all. They just walk off like it's nothing. But a child could do like maybe like a slight mistake, like I don't know, they trip on something and accidentally break a vase, but it was a full accident, they'd get a lot more penalized, or they'd get in trouble. Maybe get something taken away, maybe get hit, depending on the parent, you know? But like that's why I feel like it comes to a point where you have to actually think about it, not like age. It's if it's right or wrong.
Okay. So right and wrong deserves respect, not because you have the age for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So does everyone deserve respect?
No.
They have to earn it.
Respect is earned, not given.
Okay.
Okay. You guys have anything else that y'all want to, add with that? Because I had a question about a lighter question about what's up with you guys about, with TikTok. Like you guys, at least for you guys, I know you guys stay on TikTok and stuff, looking at, different things on TikTok. So what's up with TikTok? Are you guys looking at good stuff on TikTok? I mean, because I always tell you guys, instead of you guys watching people on TikTok, then, if there's an audience for it, that you guys, especially since you guys have a better understanding of certain things because of, I guess the way you guys were brought up, or your characters or your characteristics as, individual, human beings, that you guys may have a lot of things that you can share with, kids your age. So, that you guys should create something instead of you guys watching TikTok. So what's up with TikTok? What's all this crave about TikTok? This
Um,
craze about TikTok?
Personally, for me, I watch TikTok because, like, with my gaming, like, if I can't watch YouTube because I don't know, it's like my phone's laggy or bugging, like it normally is. I don't know why, but I normally watch TikTok because that it'll normally load faster. But like, I normally watch like cologne videos because my birthday's coming up, so I've been watching it a lot more to see exactly what I wanted before the time comes. Before that last week
What
before
kind
my
of
birthday when
videos? Say that again. I'm sorry.
like colognes and whatnot. 'Cause, like I've been trying to stock up on like a cologne, like was it a
Oh,
collection of colognes and
cologne,
whatnot?
like men's cologne, you mean?
Yeah,
Oh, so now you're into colognes?
yeah. I have like a mini collection. I'm still getting a whole bunch more. That's why I mainly watch on TikTok, like what colognes are best. Like I normally like a sweet, but like also masculine fragrance. But like like I don't like like ones that are too strong. That's why I've been trying to like do research on it, so I don't just like so I don't blindly buy colognes and it's like too strong. I don't like it and I can't return it and whatnot. So I rather save the time and just do my research then. You know?
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you guys are using it, okay, to do research. Okay. So I thought it was just you just wasting your time on it. What about you, Akil? And then Saret, Sharita said for you to read her comment. So I don't know while he's talking if you can find her comment. So what about you, Akil?
TikTok mainly for me. I would say there's a good amount of it that's for entertainment. I won't lie about that, but I also do watch. I would watch videos because I want to get better at basketball. And I know I won't be. I know I'm not joining the NBA. I'm 5'7". I'm not joining the NBA. But maybe if I could join a overseas league or whatever, or a men's league around me,
Yeah.
I would like to do something like that. So a lot of videos that I watch is basketball or fitness related. And there's also times where I'll watch things about cooking or whatever I feel like in that moment. Like if I go through my search history right now on TikTok, a lot of the videos would be about basketball or about working out or cooking and eating food and stuff like that. Because those are things that I'm passionate about. So I do watch TikTok for entertainment, but there's still also a lot on there that I use for research purposes.
Okay. Sharita did have a couple of great things, a great couple of great comments. So what I love is that we allow our children a voice, and when you are right, and they know right from wrong. Age these days, like he said, means nothing. We older people do wrong. Yes, we do. She also said, let's see. See, it's different. It's a difference in what he's saying. He's not saying he'll disrespect an elder, but he has no respect for their action, if that makes sense. It does. And I didn't really, growing up, all we were taught is to respect your elders no matter what. So in the back of
No
our
matter
head,
what they do.
yeah, we were like, they're wrong. But, we couldn't say it out loud. We had to still go on and respect them and say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. But now these days, the children are right. You have to have respect for yourself. If you're telling me to respect you and I don't see that you're giving out respect and I know what respect means, I cannot respect you. So yeah, I definitely agree with Akil. And these kids nowadays are smarter. Like we thought we were smart back in the days, and we were. But now with all this different, technology, social media, things going on, the world evolving, yeah, they're really smart. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
And I would also like to chime into it with the part about we always tell the kids to, respect what we say or do what we say and stuff, but and we used to fall for that. And I think a lot of times that's why a lot of us have so many traumatic events that happened and stuff because if a parent or an elder did something wrong to us, we know it's wrong, but because we have always been told that you need to respect your elder, so regardless what they do to you and stuff, you have to respect them, and you can't knock them aside their heads and stuff, or you can't say some things to them just to kind of express yourself because you were always told respect your elders. And then oftentimes I feel like a lot of adults, we would mute the kids and stuff and not allow them to say certain things, which has been a hindrance to them, because if something happens to them, they won't be able to express themselves or to tell you that Uncle so and so or Mrs. so and so or Mrs. so and so or Miss so and so or neighbor so and so did something to me, because they'll be afraid that automatically you'll take the side of the adult and stuff, and that the child is always in the wrong. So I like the fact that the boys are able to express themselves, because I always tell them, with the way I was brought up in the military, that going to tell you, or I'm going to give you direction, and you need to move out and stuff, and and take heed to what I'm saying, and for you to go do what I told you to do. But then I also tell them that even if after I tell them to do something, because I don't have the time or the ability for me to explain to them why I want them to do certain things and stuff at the moment, and I always tell them that I would never tell them to do anything crazy that's going to hurt them, that for them to go ahead and do it. But then I always give them the opportunity later on to be like, okay, so I understand you was upset, and I saw you was upset, and I didn't have time to listen to what you were saying, but what did you think about what just happened? So at least I think I try to give them an opportunity, and I think as adults we need to kind of do that a little bit more, instead of giving kids an opportunity for them to express themselves, to tell us when we're wrong on certain things that we're doing and stuff, because they're little people and stuff, and and if we don't give them a voice now, when will they have a voice?
Right. And if it doesn't start at home, they will not be empowered to have a voice outside in the real world when they really
Yep.
need it.
Yep.
Yep. So Sharita wanted to know that she agrees with she understands your statement, Akil. Kim says back in the days we had to have respect regardless. Now, uh, now we give respect when it's given. Yep,
Yep.
giving back. Yep. Hey,
Yep.
Lashonda, welcome. Bob the
Yep.
Builder.
I
He said
agree.
Amir has been dropping a lot of hints about his birthday wish list. I see. I'm keeping track, Amir. So while we were talking, there was one thing that we had had a conversation with someone else before about when is when are you in you 18 and you're an
Oh, you kind
adult?
of dropped threat.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you, but your camera is not on, so I don't know if it's on my side. But go ahead.
Okay. I see myself. Can you see me now?
I can't see
No.
you.
Mm-mm.
Nope. I don't know what happened. But can you hear me?
Oh, the weather coming to you.
Oh, I see. But can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can
Hmm.
hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So my question was, when are you an adult? In an adult, is it 18? Is it 16? Because a lot of kids are like, "Oh, I'm 18 and I'm an adult," and they're still living at home. They're still not paying bills. Mom is still buying their toothpaste and toothbrush, their underwear, buying their food. What you guys think? What
I'd
age
say
makes
it's
you an
when
adult?
you
Or
like.
does age make you an adult? What makes you an adult?
I'd say your actions make you an adult. Like especially like whatever age you move out and experience the real world. I guess go to college. That's when it makes you like a real adult or like a young adult.
I sort of disagree with that statement. I agree with the part where he says
We can't
actions
hear
are
you
what
too
makes you
good,
an
Akil.
adult.
Put your hands down, Akil. We can't hear you.
I agree with him when he says that actions are what make you an adult, but just being 20 and moving out to college, I don't necessarily think makes you an adult because there's a lot of college kids who are still relying on their mom's allowance just so they can pay for toothpaste and toothbrushes every month. So I wouldn't say an exact age makes you an adult. I would say when you're I would say maybe financially stable in saying you don't necessarily have to have a house, but if you have, let's say if you have a two-bedroom apartment, if you have enough knowledge to buy a house, get an apartment by yourself, you can maintain a sustainable job by yourself, you can buy a car. If you don't genuinely need anybody else, that's when I say you would be an adult.
Okay. So what if you're 26, um, and you still, go to campus in college? Um, would you be okay with rooming with a 26-year-old?
Um,
Because you
in the
if you go to school next year, like you're gonna be what, 17?
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a roommate that's 26. What would you think about it?
In the beginning, I don't like to judge it based off faces or by age or whatever. So in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, I'll probably be a little skeptical, but depending on how that person genuinely is, because I have friends that are older than me that I still talk to the day. I have some friends who are like 18, 19 years old, and I'm friends with them because of how they act towards me. Even if they act a different way towards everybody else, if they treat me with a level of respect, I would respect them. I would respect them, and I wouldn't treat them any lower, I would say.
Okay. Question for you, Genevieve. What would you think about a 26-year-old rooming with 17, 18-year-old?
Well, I think, kind of like what Akil mentioned, you know, even though there's a difference in age, but I think as far as the level of maturity, I think that would
Mm-hmm.
make a difference, because if the 26-year-old acts like a 15 or or younger and stuff, then I would say that 16-year-old would probably be a good, or probably set a good example for that 26-year-old, if they would allow it, or if they would take advice or pointers from that younger individual. So I don't think it's more about age. I think it's more about your maturity level and stuff, because these kids, I mean, I already know my kids are awesome and stuff, and I'm sure everybody know that their kids are awesome, but just hearing their responses to certain things, it's kind of like, whoa. I mean, did I raise these kids? Like, these kids are, on point, they're responsible, and the way they're answering certain questions, it's like, and I'm in a separate room from them, and we didn't prepare any of this. I wrote the questions without them even knowing. So just the way that they're responding to the questions and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and dropping a lot of knowledge, you know I find that very fascinating. So if Akil leaving, going to school next year, but I think he wants to join the military right away, so he can, make some money and stuff, so he can be independent and take care of himself. So if he decides otherwise, that he wants to just join the military, and not the military, wants to go to school, and then he has someone in his campus room that's 26, I will feel secure that Akil can handle himself in whatever situation and stuff. And I'm sure, if he had any questions, that I always try to leave it very open for them to talk to me about anything. And then, and I always am very honest with them. And, and they have this thing with their dad, with my husband, and so they call him Pop. He's not their biological dad, but he's their dad. He pretty much raised them, everything they need and stuff. He's been providing it. So they have this thing where if somebody is saying something crazy, or if they're thinking something crazy or doing something, they be like, "Yo, am I bugging? Yo, am I tripping?" and stuff. And so they usually do a temperature check with what is going on and stuff, with certain things that they're doing or that they're seeing, just to kind of get an understanding that that everybody's on the same sheet of music. So I think I wouldn't be afraid if Akil decides to go to college and has to live in a dorm and stuff with a 26-year-old that's going to try to peer pressure him to go smoke, or peer pressure him to go do certain crazy things. I don't think Akil will fall for it. Now if it's something with driving and stuff, because Akil likes cars and stuff, and and he's learning how to drive, I'll be kind of apprehensive. I'll probably tell him, well, just make sure you be careful, make sure you put your seatbelts on, and if you can put a helmet, something, just to kind of ease in the blow if your friend is driving fast and you're in the car with them. But if it's anything else, as far as any type of peer pressure, I think Akil can handle himself. And I also think, even though Amir is 14, that he's very responsible, and and he has this thing where they I don't push religion. I don't push spirituality. I don't push, church. I don't push any of those things on them. But because we were raised, in a church, we know all these, right and wrong and stuff. So I've shared those things with them. But, they're at an age where they've taken it on, where now I don't even have to tell them anything. So if there was anything that was questionable that they would practice, that would reflect poorly on how they were raised and stuff, or the culture that they were brought up on, I think they would be able to handle themselves, because they know God, they know to pray, they know to meditate, they know how to find a way to center themselves when they're stressed about certain things and stuff, where if they need to react a certain way, that they wouldn't jump to reacting crazy, that they'll think, a few times before they do something, because they know how those things or their actions can ruin their lives. So I would
Okay.
definitely, be okay if, they were to dorm with someone older.
Okay. Well, Sharita wants to add to my question. If a 26-year-old is rooming and their actions are bringing drinks, smoking, etc., then that's a problem. And as a parent, my eyebrows are raised. Even the age would have jumped out at me, period. And I kind of agree too, which I definitely agree with you with my nephews being at their maturity level. But I do think that 26 is a big age. Like, they've experienced a lot more. And so, yeah, I would kind of be concerned if you called me up and said, I was asking questions and you said, oh, Akil, his roommate's 26. I'm like, 26? Where? Why is he at home, or in his own apartment? So that would worry me a little bit, but thank God that they have the fortitude to know what not to do, how they were raised, how to pray, and thank God for the ability to know what's wrong and what's right. And yeah, but yeah. She also said, let's see. Oh, Juice Man said you got to get the boys a nice gift now, okay? Because you got them answering all these questions.
Right.
So we got them. So
Yeah,
Sharita
we
said,
got
I have children and I'm glad that they're mine. The teaching and what I've instilled in them, they will not allow them peer pressure them. However, other kids are not raised the same, and the same,
the fall
and
victim.
they will fall. Yep. And they will fall victim to prey. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of kids don't think the same, and their brains have not developed or experienced as much. So yeah, it's kind of a touchy thing. Vicky says they are very intelligent and smart. Thank you. Lashonda says we should question a 26-year-old wanting to house with teenagers. True. Tiffany says enjoying the live, interesting topics, need more lives like this. Yes. So what do you guys think about this live so far, Akil and Amir?
I
Because you
like it.
guys have given us a lot of input and different ways of looking at things at our ages now. So we appreciate you guys.
It was a lot. It went a lot better than I thought it would.
You guys did a good job.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, you
Thanks.
guys are awesome. Yes. So Amir, I think Teacher Cheese kind of asked you that earlier and stuff. What games do you like to what games do kids your age like to play?
This right here.
What is that you're showing me?
Fortnite. That's the main one I play.
Oh boy.
Okay.
hmm
Okay,
Yeah.
you play
I
Fortnite.
watch it, play it. Sometimes I stream.
Okay.
There's
What
other
about
games
you,
like.
Akil?
Hmm?
Go ahead,
Um.
Amir.
Oh, there's other games like Call of Duty, Minecraft. Those type of games. A lot of kids like to play Minecraft. Like, I guess the more simple ones. I guess it's not that much. I guess action, or like it's not.
It's
Um.
peaceful.
Yeah, it's peaceful.
So I really
Unlike
want you to
Fortnite, Call of
get
Duty.
work on your craft, Amir, because I see that you're going really far with this gaming. A lot
Yeah.
of people are doing it, but a lot of people are not good at doing it. And it looks
Right.
like you're focused, you're interested. And look at
hmm
the setup. You got like 2 monitors and all this stuff going on.
Or
So yeah,
let
keep
me
it
get that
up.
side.
Okay, what game were you saying, Akil? Because I do have a follow-up question with the different games, because I know there's a lot of changes, especially with part of the topic and stuff with this digital transformation. that's being taken place and stuff. So there's a lot of games that have a lot of violence and stuff. And and a lot of people say, especially back in the day, they used to say, depending on the music you hear, music has a lot of violence, and then it forces kids to be violent. So the video games that you guys are playing and stuff, do you feel that those video games will make you guys, do something crazy or do some of the things that you guys are playing or seeing?
Not at all.
I would say most games, I would say maybe 95% of games, I wouldn't want to recreate what happens in the game because I don't get a second life in the game. I don't get it. I don't have another chance in case I mess up. I don't exactly get, let's say, just a real life, in a real life perspective. I don't get free healthcare, so I can just fix a broken knee in a night, overnight. So I would. There's a lot of things I wouldn't do, but and I know there's a lot of things that a lot of kids wouldn't do. If anything at all, there's some games like there's skateboard games, there's basketball games, there's sports games in general. Those type of games, I get wanting to recreate some of the things you see in them because most of those things can be applied to real life without any sort of harmful repercussion. Like I know, let's say if I'm playing 2K, because I used to play 2K a lot, a lot, a lot. I used to like try and copy the dribble moves or the shooting techniques or whatever I was trying to do back before when I wasn't confident of the way I played. So I wouldn't say all games, but there's some games I would try to copy or recreate, but only games that would benefit me in some sort of way.
Okay. You guys play Call of Duty?
I've tried it.
Yeah, I've tried it.
You didn't like it?
It was
Mm,
it wasn't my forte. Let's just say.
yeah, like you just sat in the open. Like if you accidentally sat in the open for a little bit, you'd get shot at and whatnot. Like with Fortnite, I like the fact that you're able to build and whatnot. So like it's like I guess because the fact I guess maybe a lot more complex. There's a lot more stuff you could do with it. Like with me, I do montages and whatnot. So it's like a whole bunch of stuff you can add to your game to make it look better, and like so you can make videos. You know?
Okay.
I just
Cool.
didn't enjoy Call of Duty as much as I thought I would. And with the comment that we got, I do believe some kids shouldn't be allowed to play Call of Duty. I'm sure you guys have seen those clips online where it said the quiet kid that played Call of Duty or whatever, or the quiet kid who will go do unspeakable things in schools or whatever. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but most people I would say wouldn't want to recreate it. Like I wouldn't even say less than 95% of people wouldn't recreate it because most people are knowledgeable enough to say it's a game. Why would you go do that? There's no point in doing it just to ruin your life for the rest, just to ruin the rest of your lives. So I would say a lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't, but those who are at risk, those who are showing signs of very violent homicidal or suicidal activity, those are the kids that you should watch out for and make and monitor what they do in their free time.
Yeah, I agree. You guys in the audience have any questions for our two guests today? Any last questions before we close out, Genevieve? Or you?
Yeah, I did. I had two because I
Okay.
know Amir would say that's a W, and I'm like, Amir, what in the world is that? Like, dude, what is that? What's a W? And then the last question is, what do parents do to get on your nerves? Because I know I don't get on your nerves, and I know I'm an awesome mom and stuff, and very understanding. So I don't get on you guys' nerves. So what do adults, let's say adults, what do adults do to get on your nerves?
But
And then
wait,
what does a
what's
I
a
W
W?
mean?
A W is a win. It's a
Okay.
win at something.
Okay.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when someone says like like your fit's a W or something, like as in like clothes, since I guess the first day of school, like they would show people their first day of school fit. They'd be like, oh yeah, that's a W means like, okay, yeah, that's a good one. I guess since they
Okay.
changed like the slang a little bit, like in game, like no one really says, okay, yeah, good, that's a W. Like it would more be like, okay, good, we got the win. But with this, but like I guess in real life, it would be like let's say I got a new cologne or whatever. You're like, okay, good, that's a W. That's a W cologne or whatever. It means like it's a good cologne.
Well, I knew what a
And
W
like,
was, and I know what a L is. You guys know what a L is?
yeah,
Yeah.
our mom probably doesn't
Okay.
because she's a bit old, but like, yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't think your mom knew, so that's why I asked. But I knew what a W is. Okay.
right,
I know
right.
what a L is, but not a W, because it's like, what? What's a W?
So okay. Sorry about that. Back to that question, Amir.
Well, what question? What happened?
Oh, what your mom asked before asked about the W. What was the question, Genevieve, about what would they say?
Oh, that makes us mad at
Yeah.
adults do. When
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
me personally, a really big pet peeve is when I'm treated almost subpar because I'm younger, or when I'm not given the same voice as somebody who's older than me. That really nicks me. It really makes me upset. It's like I did absolutely nothing to deserve being treated less than, but I'm being treated less than because I was born in 2006, where you were born in 1947.
Hmm. Okay. Um, Let me say this. I have two thoughts about that. My first thought, yeah, I can agree with that. I can see, how you feel about that. I can understand your feelings because you want to be treated, as equal. Um, However, sometimes uh, you gonna have to live these years to get to where I am, where my experience is. So if I do say something, the way you feel is I'm not going to say that you're not right in your feeling and you should have that feeling. But just for you to understand, sometimes when people say something or don't say something, it's because they say it through experience. So once you get to our age and you get through our experiences, then you'll know exactly why we say some things or why we do some things. So it's two kind of way to see that.
Sides of the
You're
coin.
right.
I see that. I
Hmm.
completely understand that. And yeah, from my perspective, it's gonna seem a lot different from me saying that I don't like it when people don't give me a voice. I think what I really meant by it, let me clarify what it was. It's not that I don't get a voice, because I do respect when somebody I respect tells me something, it makes sense
Hmm.
to respect what they're saying. But what I meant not giving a voice, I mean, let's say in a subject that I'm knowledgeable about. I think it's fair to say that because let's say Amir hasn't studied animals like I have. Let's say Amir's older than me, or anybody for that matter. You might be older than me, but I've been studying animals since I was like 6 years old. So if I tell you that, I don't know, some rhinos are born without their tusk, and then you completely argue back to me the fact that every single one is, and I've shown you the facts and whatever, and because you're older, you completely disregard what I was saying, that's what makes me mad.
Okay, I can get that. I understand that definitely. And you're right. You have been you love dinosaurs since young, and I remember that. So it's true. So sometimes experience and age doesn't make you knowledgeable. Sometimes it's really what what your passion is, and what you're good at. Because everybody doesn't know every single thing. So I definitely
Right.
can see that and agree with that. Um, you have something, Amir? What do adults
Um,
do that gets to you?
when they try and silence you when you're right, just because they don't want to be wrong and look dumb.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree with that.
Many
Okay.
times in school with my teachers, they would try and just like say that no, you have to do it this way just because I said it, and then when they argue it, they say like those, I think the first day of school last year, I remember till this day because it like pissed me off. I think she wanted us to write, I guess, this. So we were doing like this rubric or whatever. It was like the first or second day. So it should have been like a normal, simple day, but she decided to be extra, I guess. And then she said something like, "No, you were supposed to draw it in a square, then a triangle, then a circle." But I just wanted to do it like three squares or whatever, so like I could just have it in three different boxes. And like the bell's about to ring, so we can leave. And then she said, "No, you can't leave because you didn't do the square, triangle, and a circle." And I asked what was the reasoning behind doing it the square, the triangle, and a circle if I could fit more in a square, because like we had a certain size square that you had to do, so I just chose the square and I just did that 3 times. She didn't specifically say you had to do it like that before. She just had square, triangle, circle, do it like that. So I didn't know I had to do it that certain way, but we were about to leave. The bell rang. She said, "No, you can't leave because you didn't do it square, triangle, circle." And then I got upset at that. And I said, "There's no reason to do a square, triangle, circle. I still did the assignment, and then I still wrote it how you wanted me to, just not in the square, triangle, circle." And then she said, "Okay, then if you want to be like that, I'll just call your mom, tell her that you can't come home until I think 4:30 because that's when the late bus comes." And then I said, "Okay, I guess you could call her. There's no reasoning for me to do it the certain way you wanted it done if it's going to be done either way and it's going to have the same effect. Like, I'm still going to learn it." And then after that, she just gave up on it. I guess never called our mom. And then after that, we found out that she was just, I guess, a crummy teacher. I guess my mom called her multiple times and saw how bad of a teacher or how crummy of a teacher she was, and we just knew, just play the game. Whatever she tells me to do, just do it to my best ability. If she tries to be a pain, then just let my mom know. But those are the type of
Yeah.
people that I just can't stand. Like, that's the thing that adults do. That they just want to be right so bad that they're gonna try and ruin everything about you. And it was for the rest of the
Yeah.
year that she kept trying to come for me.
Oh wow. Because you try to make her feel you made her feel a certain way, I guess.
Yeah.
Because your way of thinking was a little different than hers, and she really wanted you to do it her way and no way at all. So I guess these days, you guys growing up in 2023, sometimes too, you guys are really intelligent. And sometimes the way you guys explain things or may, communicate can make someone else who is older, the teacher, feel, a little inferior, maybe because of the questioning. They may not know at the time, but, it's just a little balance where you have to, speak as if you know what you're talking about, but also respecting what the teacher is asking at that moment, as long as it's not harming you or making things change drastically for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get it. So let's read here. Okay, I got some comments. Um, oh, Vicky asked, can you guys tell us where the word bro came from?
Okay,
She's just
bro,
curious.
I'd say that's like for
Bro.
a male friend. Like since they're like a male, you'd say like I guess brother, but like since they're not your brother, you'd say like bro, since I guess they don't get the same respect, or not the same respect, I guess the same treatment as you would call your brother. You say, "Oh yeah, that's my brother," but this is my bro, like as in a friend. But like if it was a
Okay.
girl, it'd be like I don't really know. I don't call my female friends bro or anything. I think I just say their name. But like I guess for fellow dudes, you call them bro.
So that's like a term of endearment, like where you call somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Kim says, yes, our kids need to know that close adults in their lives will always want the best for them and want their kids to skip the mistakes. So, we try to tell you guys things so you don't have to go through the things that we've been through, the mistakes, the wrong moves or the wrong paths. So we try to tell you guys, but it's not going to always be that way. Also, Kim says, yes, there are 5 ways of learning, and the teacher mostly teaches 1 or 2 ways. Yep. And they discard the other 3 ways that we learn. This is why she homeschools. I can teach my kids the way they learn. All right. That is definitely true. So they stick to one curriculum and one way of teaching that curriculum. And you guys are so smart that you have all these different evaluations, different ways to come up with things. So thinking out the box. And they don't do that. Amir is going to be a lawyer. He's going to argue his way for everything he feels strongly about. Hey, as long as you got the right argument and you win and you stay true to yourself.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Any last words? I think you
From
guys did
us?
amazing. Thank you guys for taking your time out to be here with us, to
Of
speak
course.
to us, to let us know your point of views. And I would love to have a second session with you guys soon. Or you guys can have some questions for the adults and the parents. That would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys think?
I'm
Yeah.
down.
Okay. Any last questions? Where did Genevieve escape to? So if we don't have
Mom, you there?
anything else to say, huh?
I was asking if she was there.
Yeah,
She
I'm
probably
here.
stepped
Yeah,
out or
I'm
something.
here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've just been listening in the background.
You have anything else
Mm.
before we close out?
No, no, that's all. You guys are awesome. You guys handled yourselves, perfectly. Wow. I'm you know what? I'm not even going to say I'm surprised because, we raised you guys, to be very I guess intellectual. We raised you guys
Intelligent,
to be able
smart,
to, huh?
fearless.
Yep. Yep, definitely for you guys to share your perspectives on certain things. So, I'm happy that you guys were able to, take a moment out of your day to give us a better understanding of how, that we haven't been too off on what we've been doing in raising you guys, and you guys, are growing up to be awesome human beings.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who came into the chat. Thank you, everyone who had a comment, gave some feedback. I appreciate you guys for listening, taking your time out to come through. We do have lives on Thursdays and Sundays. Thursdays, usually we go on at 7, and Sundays, we usually go on at 5 p.m. So if you haven't liked or follow this page, our Sister to Sisters page. Go ahead and do that. Thank you so much for your participation, for your presence. Like we said before, support can definitely be free. Support can be your time. Support can be a comment. Support can be a share. Yes, go ahead and share this live too. These I think the boys did a good job with the answering the questions and giving us some good feedback as adults and as parents. And the second part, I think we should definitely have that. This was a great live. I really enjoyed it. Sorry for the technical difficulties in the beginning. We went a little longer, but it was a good conversation. So we appreciate that. Thank you for my YouTube friends, Sharita, Kim, LaShonda, Tiffany, let's see, everyone that came through, Auntie Rubia, Auntie Deborah Lee, Juice Man Lyles, who else? If I didn't see you, I'm just trying to scroll. Vicky, Christy. I don't think I read your question, but thank you for your comments. There was one person that commented a couple times. I wanted to thank her. Oh, I think probably missed her. But yes, thank you guys for coming through. And hit that replay if you did not get to listen to this live. And we appreciate you guys.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
boys.
Bye.
Yeah.